strong,
Hello,
physically
folks,
fit.
and welcome back to When the Dust Settles. My name is Pico Conway,
and got the job
and
through
today we're
work,
going to talk
but
about
wasn't strong enough to lift a
Trump's
gun out of the
decision to
holster,
send
et
troops
cetera,
to
et cetera. Now, I
D.C.,
looked at the
his
police. As you
threat
know,
to send
last week I
troops
went over. We
to
had a meeting with there had to be
Chicago,
300 people, and they
and
were
maybe
all very
Philadelphia,
impressive
Baltimore,
looking. And when the
and New
bad
York
guys
City.
see them,
Although you're
they're
not
not going to do a
explicitly
thing. And
said
so I'm
about
very proud of Washington. It serves as a
Philadelphia,
template,
New York,
and
and
we're going to do
Baltimore,
it elsewhere. But
where he had
Chicago
suggested that
is
he might be
certainly
sending
going to be
troops
high. I
to
would love to have
Chicago.
him call. I would love the governor of Illinois. I'd be honored to take
Folks,
his call. All he
you
has
know,
to
this is
do
a
is
very
say, "Sir, we need
controversial
help." That's
issue
all. And everyone
that
knows it is. He's not kidding
is
anymore. I would love to have.
dividing the country.
I would say
Some
Governor Moore
for,
call, because I watched him over the
some
weekend trying to
against.
explain that
Which, of course, that's
Baltimore,
that's
what
the
they need is
that's how
housing.
it is on every
They don't
issue.
need housing. They need to get
Some would
rid
be
of
for,
criminals.
some
These
would
are
be against.
hardcore criminals. You know, we took
But let me just say this:
many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good.
when
In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years.
I was talking to
they're
one of my
criminals.
friends when I was
They're gonna be-
preparing
they
for
were
this
born to
story,
be
right?
criminals,
I was talking to one of
frankly.
my
They were
friends,
born
and
to be
she
criminals, and they're tough.
and that
mean,
friend
and they'll cut your throat.
showed me a
and they won't
documentary
even think
about
about
DC.
it the next day. They won't even remember that they did it.
And in that
And we're not going
documentary,
to have those people. Washington, D.C.
in that
is
documentary
now a safe
from
zone. It's a safe place. And you
1988
can walk, Katie, you can
to
walk right down the street
2000,
with, by the way, one of the
sorry,
biggest human
from
beings I've ever
1988
seen, which is her
to
husband. He
1999, which
was
is
a football
11
player
years.
for like 11 years in the NFL. He's a big person. But big doesn't mean anything when they have guns. Having a certain ability, really bad. We took. There are people in this audience that have been mugged and hurt
Between
badly, and they don't want to talk about it.
1988
Maybe you
to
were very brave in
1999.
talking about it. You made quite an impression on a lot of people.
In the
I appreciate
documentary,
it.
there were
But there were other people in this audience that got hurt very
4,550
badly
people
just walking down
that
the
were
street in
murdered
DC.
from gun violence
Washington,
in
D.C.
DC.
is a safe zone right
In the
now. It's a
video,
safe
one of
city.
the
The
guys,
restaurants are open.
there was a
They're
boy
booming.
and a
You
girl,
can't get a
a
restaurant.
sibling,
New restaurants are
who
announcing that they're going to
brother
be
was
open.
gunned down.
This took place in 12 days. Now
And
it's 15 days, but
this brother
3
was
days
saying
ago it
that
became what's known as a safe zone. It's a
they
safe
live about
city.
16
And this city was
blocks
really
away,
bad.
away
Really,
from the
really
White
bad.
House,
We took 1,600 people
where
out.
the most
Hardcore
powerful
criminals
person
that will not be coming
in the
back
world
anytime
lives.
soon.
That is the
And,
president of the United States,
We're very
right?
proud of it. You know,
16
seeing
blocks
our nation's
away from the,
capital lose.
from the
Every
that's
week,
not
you know,
funny.
it was
That's
like
people
years, many
people lost
years
their life,
where
but
every single
16
week
blocks away
somebody was
from the
killed.
White
For many,
House,
many
and
consecutive
his
weeks.
brother was
This
gunned
went on for
down
years. And then we
in
had,
such an
last week it
area.
was announced
This is about
that nobody
63
was killed
square
last week.
miles.
And I made that announcement in front of a very
Maybe
distinguished leader of a country.
Philadelphia is 2
And
times
I'm
the size
saying
of DC.
proudly,
Maybe
ladies and
Chicago might be
gentlemen, nobody was killed
maybe
in
4 or 5
Washington,
times
D.C.
the
this
size
week.
of
He looked at
DC.
me like, was that, what's that all about? I
4,500
said,
people
yeah,
were
we have a
killed
bit
in
of a
11
crime
years from
problem,
gun violence
and we don't have a
in the
crime
city of
problem
New
in
York.
Washington
You know,
anymore.
that
And the
one was
mayor's
some
been
people
very
try to
helpful, and the
romanticize
police commission has been very
with the
helpful.
past.
And it's been a
How
great
everything
team,
was
and I would love
when
to
we're
have
growing up and
Governor
things were
Pritzker
so
call me.
great.
I gained
And
respect for him and say we do have a problem.
yes,
and
I'm
we'd
not
love
saying
you
that things
to
were not
send in the
good back
troops,
then,
because you know what?
but
The
things were
people,
not.
they have to be
That's the thing was
protected.
not
I
good
saw
back
it
then.
today
That's it was not
on one of
good
your
back then, but
networks.
things
I
was
don't
not
know
as
whether
people
that-
make it to be.
In
DC
fact,
was a
really the
violent
opposite,
place.
I would say very unfriendly network.
DC was
And they
a
interviewed
violent
about
place.
12 people on
So-
this morning. Most of them were African
Where do you
American,
stand,
black,
folks,
and they
on
were saying,
Trump's
please,
suggestion?
please,
I want to say
please
decision.
let
Suggestion that
president
he would be
send
sending
it. These were
troops
people
to
from Chicago.
Chicago.
Please,
Let me just
we
lay
need
a,
help.
let me just lay a
We
premise
need
for
help.
the
We
sake
can't
of this
walk outside.
argument.
We're petrified. If the
And I'm not going to go
governor
into
of
a
Illinois
lot of
would call up,
statistics.
call me up. I would love
Maybe in the
to
next
do
10
it.
years, how
Now,
many people be
we're
murdered
going to
in
do it anyway.
DC,
We have the right to
Philadelphia,
do it because I have an
Chicago,
obligation to protect
New
this
York
country.
City,
And that
and
includes Baltimore,
Los Angeles.
where Governor
And I'm not going to
Moore
go
was,
into this,
asking me to
statistics
take a walk down
about
the
those
street
places.
of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is a very unsafe
But when you look at the
place. It's rated
news,
number 4 in the city. One of the
when you look at the
one of the
news,
most unsafe places anywhere in
you're
the
going to
world.
feel so bad about
But,
what's
you know, we
happening
took care of it. This
across
is a beautiful thing
our
that happened
country in
Washington
these
because
big
we
cities.
showed that it could be done. And this wasn't
In
just
Chicago,
sending big,
which
strong
Trump
guys,
is
and they
threatening
are
to
big
send
and they are strong.
federal troops to,
You know, we had
right?
a great decision from the Supreme
Labor Day
Court
weekend, which was just
that had to
last week.
do with sort of talent.
There were
had to do with,
58 shootings.
you
8 of
are,
those shootings
put
were
down
fatal.
based on merit.
Family lost,
You can hire based on
mother
merit.
lost the sons,
So merit for a soldier,
fathers
for a
lost the
policeman
sons,
is strong,
brothers lost the
physically fit,
sisters, and you name it.
something woke.
And in Philadelphia,
got the
right,
job,
where I
grew
live, I live
but
in Wilmington,
wasn't
Delaware,
strong
right?
enough to lift a gun
And
out
it's
of the
about maybe
holster, et
25,
cetera, et
30
cetera. No, I
miles
looked
away
at
from
the
Philadelphia. So we
police,
watch
as you know, last week I
Philadelphia
went over, we
news
had a meeting with-
every time.
There had to be 300 people, and they were all very impressive looking. And
Every
when the
day,
bad
almost
guys
every
see
day. I
them,
mean,
they're
literally
not going to do
every
a
day.
thing. And so I'm very
Major
proud of Washington. It serves
Sherrod
as a
Parker.
template, and we're going to do it elsewhere.
Kevin
But,
Bedell, who is the
Chicago
police
is
chief in
certainly gonna be
Philadelphia.
high. I would love to have
Almost every day. I don't mean it
Paul,
literally
I would
every
love
day.
the governor,
They are on the news
Illinois,
because somebody been
be
shot
honored
or
to
people
take
been
his call.
shot.
All he has to do is say, "Sir,
Every
we need
day.
help. It's out of control." And
This
everyone knows
cannot
it is.
go
It's not
on
kidding anyone.
unchecked.
I would love to have.
We cannot just
I
think
would
this
say
normal.
Governor Moore call, because I watched him
I'm
over the
originally
weekend
from
trying to
Liberia in
explain
West
that,
Africa.
Baltimore, what they need is housing.
And we
No, they
fought
don't need
war
housing. They need to get rid
for
of the
15
criminals.
years.
These are hard.
For those of you who've been watching me
criminals.
on
We took
YouTube, I explain about
many
this
people
war.
off the streets of
But
Washington,
we feel
D.C.
scared after the end of the war. We
They're
don't
not
have
gonna
shooting
be
like
good.
this in Liberia.
In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They're going to be.
People
they
have
were
been
born to be
killed in the
criminals.
United States, Auburn
Right. They
City.
were born to be criminals.
Like
And
people
they're
are
tough
fighting
and
war in
mean.
Afghanistan. I
And
know Afghanistan now is
and
okay.
they won't even think
Or
about
people
it the
fighting
next
war in
day. They won't
Baghdad.
even
I know
remember that
Baghdad
they
now
did
is
it.
okay.
And we're not going to have those people.
Or maybe let's say
Washington, D.C.
between
is now
Iraq,
a
now
safe
Iraq,
zone.
between
It's a
Russia
safe
and
place.
Iran,
And you
and
can walk
Russia
you can
and
walk right down the
Ukraine.
street with, by the way, one of the biggest human
People being
beings I've
shot
ever seen, which is
every
her husband,
day.
who was- he was a
And I
football
think we
player
have
for like 11
normalized
years
this,
in the NFL. He's a big
these
person.
shootings,
But big doesn't mean
and because of that,
anything
we
when
don't
they
want
have
to,
guns,
we don't
when they have
think we
knives
can do
and
anything
everything
about
else
it.
that they have, right? But you can walk right down the street, even by yourself.
Trump is
and
saying
go
now,
outside.
because the
Washington,
National
D.C.
Guard
is a great
troops,
thing. Yes, ma'am, please.
4,000 National Guard troops were deployed to DC. According to him, I would take it for what he said, that DC is now the safest place, or one of the safest places in this country, or city that
So Mary
in
Alice,
11 years,
she could have
in
taken the thing
1988 to
well. Then after I cleaned it up, I
1999,
take credit for it. You know what they do is they take credit, but
4,550
we cleaned
people were
up Los
killed.
Angeles. We did
Now
a
he
good
says
job.
it's a safe place because they
And
deploy these
it was
troops
overwhelming what
to
was going
the
on.
city.
And again,
It's
the police
amazing.
chief
I don't know what
made a
this
statement
there's
that
factual
we
information the
could not
president is
have
giving.
done-
Well, I
there's no way they
expect,
could have
I
saw what
think
was happening out there.
the
It was
president of the
amazing.
United
So we
States of
stopped
America
the
should be
poll.
giving us factual
So we
factual
didn't do
information.
that.
If you look at the statistics about the amount of people that are being killed,
President Putin in the past week.
the amount of people that are being killed in
Yeah,
this,
I don't want to. I have.
in
I have,
Chicago,
learned things.
Philadelphia,
That will be very interesting. I think in the next
Baltimore,
weeks you'll find out.
Any consequences if there isn't some
Los
type of announcement
Angeles,
of a meeting with President Putin and President Zelensky?
New York City.
What could those consequences
If you
be?
look
See
at
what
these
happens. We're gonna
statistics,
see what they do. and
you
what happens.
know
I'm
that
watching it very closely.
something needs
Last
to be
week there were
done.
7,000
As I
between
said
the two
initially
countries, 7,000.
already, citizens,
313
ordinary citizens in this
soldiers to
country,
be
within the
somewhat
cities,
exact,
are calling the president, telling that
for no reason
something needs to be done. If you
And the
want to
Russian
send
and
troops
the
over here,
Ukrainian, but
please send these troops so you can help
wanna
us
see it
curb
in-
these violence that are eating up our cities.
The National Guard troops to Chicago.
There is no way we
I
can
didn't say
just
when, but the answer is, look,
throw in the towel.
Chicago's very interesting.
I know this.
because I watch
This is
Pittsburgh get up
not
and say,
simple.
"Well,
Maybe,
we don't need
maybe
help, we're safe,"
I'm
but,
simplifying the
2 weeks
violence
ago,
too
they
much.
had 6 people
I heard the
murdered,
city mayor of Chicago,
and they had
Brendan
24
Johnson, saying that
people
what
hit
Chicago
by
needs,
bullets.
what the city needs
last
is
week, as you know,
employment.
7
Yes, I
people,
know they need
24
employment.
people hit,
They need investment. Yes, the
7
city needs
people
investment.
died.
But with
then
all this crime
over the
been
last
going
2
on for
days, it was-
years,
That was the crown
years.
jewel. They had, I
Obama
guess,
was from
9
Chicago.
killed, 9
Obama was
killed,
from Chicago,
and 50
right?
hit with bullets.
Obama
So
is
this
from
governor, get
Chicago.
up, who's
I don't know
a
what he
former
did
governor,
to
probably
address the situation
he
over
and-
there.
Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst, and most.
But
naive.
whatsoever the case is,
Naive.
whether you Democrat or you
Either they're naive or
Republican,
they're very untruthful.
if your son is shot,
And he'll say, "We don't want."
you still feel the
any
same
protection.
pain.
We don't need.
You feel the great
So in the
loss,
last
your
3
son
weeks,
or your
he's
mother,
lost
your father, your
almost
brother, your
20 people.
sister, your friend, your loved one being shot.
There's no place
You
in
want
the
something
world,
to be done to address
including
that
you can go to
situation.
Afghanistan,
It doesn't
you can
matter
go to
whether you
places
are
that you would
Democrat,
think of
Republican,
They don't even
you
come
are
close to
you are
this.
Christian, you are Muslim,
Chicago is a hellhole right
you
now.
black or you
Baltimore
white.
is a hellhole
It doesn't
right now.
matter.
Parts of
And not
Los
to be
Angeles
racial
are
in this
terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I
in this
mean
discussion. If
the
you look
other
at most of
fires,
the
the
people that
bullet
get being
fires,
shot and killed
they didn't
in
do a
most
good
of our
job with it. They
cities
should have had the
are
water going
ourselves.
down, like I said. You know, we had to release
Are
the water. We
ourselves.
had to go in and release the water to L.A.
People that look like
It's
me.
so badly run. But
We
if we
shooting
didn't
and
get-
killing each
if
other.
I didn't send the
And
National
I was
Guard
talking to
into
one
Los
person while
Angeles, you wouldn't-
when someone
I
was
would be
preparing to
making
discuss
an
the issue.
announcement today. I'd be talking about
And they
Huntsville.
say,
and
you know,
I'd
the government bring the drugs
simultaneously
in our
be saying, by the
city,
way, the
and
Olympics is not
the
coming
city, you know,
to Los Angeles.
now,
If we didn't do
you
that,
know,
if
the
we didn't
drugs
do
are
that,
affecting our
and
kids,
even
and
the sheriff,
you know,
the
they are
top
killing
law
each other. What
enforcement
have
person in
Well,
Los
I don't
Angeles
want to
said
discount
we could not
that
have handled
argument
it without them.
because I don't have
That's what he
enough
said.
information to fire against that person and
Well, we're
say,
going in.
I don't know why
Say
would the
when,
government
we're
want
going in.
to
When you
kill
lose, look, I have an
its own people.
obligation. This isn't
But
a
for the
political-
sake of an argument,
I have an obligation.
why should we
When
take
we
our
lose-
arm
when
and kill
20 people are
each
killed
other?
over the last 2.5 weeks.
I'm not saying white,
and
I'm not saying other people are not being
75
killed.
are shot with
I'm
bullets.
saying Philadelphia
let me
is
tell you a little story about a
predominantly
place
black
called
city.
DC.
Maybe
District of
85% of the
Columbia,
people,
right here where we
or
are.
maybe 75%
It's now
of the
a safe
people live
zone.
in Philadelphia are black.
We have no crime. We have it's
In
such
Chicago,
great
the
shape.
same
You
thing.
can go and actually walk with
So-
your
so we-
children, your
we-
wife,
we-
your husband.
we-
You can
we-
walk
we
right
can't
down the
use-
middle of the street. You're not gonna
We
be
can always
shot
find
there.
excuses
You're
as to
safe.
why, you know,
Everyone
these
likes it
crimes
anyway.
should
They
go
probably
on,
wouldn't do it.
and we should not
But-
find a way
but
to solve
it's
it.
so dangerous, and there are people
We
in
should
this
not find a way-
audience that have you've
I know there are
suffered
people that
greatly.
love Obama,
There
and
are people in
I
this
do,
audience that have been
I do
mugged
love Obama as well.
and hurt badly.
But
and
Obama
if you
lived
don't
in that
wanna talk
city,
about it, maybe
knew
you
about
were
all
very
these
brave in
things
talking
that have been
about it. You
happening
make
in that
quite
city.
an impression on
At
a
least
lot of people.
I
appreciate
expected
it.
him to do
But
something
there
about
are
the
other
city
people in this
in
room
terms of
that have
crime.
been hurt very badly just walking down the street.
Let me make this clear. I'm not saying that
Washington,
Chicago doesn't.
DC
I know
is a
crime
safe
is
zone
being
right now. It's a safe
highlighted
city.
by the media and
restaurants
all
are
those kind of
open.
things. There are
They're
great
booming.
things
You
that
can't
happen in
get a
Philadelphia.
restaurant. New
Great
restaurants
things
are
that happen in
announcing that they're
Chicago.
going to be
Great
open.
things that happen in
This took
DC.
place in 12
Great
days.
things
Now it's
happening
15
in
days.
Baltimore. Great
3
things
days
happening
ago, it
in
became what's known as a safe
LA.
zone, as a safe city.
very, very
And
good
this
people are
city was
living in those
really
cities.
bad.
Equally
Really
so,
bad. We took
many,
1,600
many
people out.
citizens
Hardcore
in these cities
criminals that will not be
want
coming
the
back
government to
anytime
do
soon.
something to
And,
address the
we're
crime
very proud
that
of
happened.
it. You know,
Folks,
to
my name
have
is
our
Iko
nation's
Conway,
capital,
and today we're
lose
discussing Trump's suggestion
every week.
or
You know, it's
threat
like
to
years,
send
many
troops
years where
to
every single week
to
somebody
Chicago
was killed.
to
For
curb crime.
Many,
Where do
many
you stand?
consecutive weeks.
For me, I
This
say
went on for years.
it's a good idea,
And
but
then
they
we
got to
had
work.
last week
He
it
has
was
to work with
announced
local
that nobody
authority.
was killed last week. And I made
the
that
local
announcement in front of a
authorities
very
so that they can
distinguished
do it
leader of a country.
in cooperation
And I'm
to
saying
address crime
proudly,
happening in
ladies
Chicago,
and
but not just
gentlemen,
Chicago,
nobody was killed in
Philadelphia,
Washington, D.C. this week. He looked at me like,
DC, according to the president,
was
DC
that,
is safe
what's that all about?
and the
I said,
crime
yeah, we have
rate
a
has
little bit of a
dropped
crime problem.
tremendously.
We don't have a crime problem in Washington.
And
the mayor
Los
has been
Angeles,
very
other
helpful,
big cities that
and the police
have been
commission has been very
consumed by
helpful,
crime.
And it's been a great
The
team. And I
statistics
would love to have
from shootings in these
Governor
cities
Pritzker call me
is
I give respect for him.
just
and
terrible.
say we do have a problem.
And
we'd
something
love
should
you
happen.
to
We
send in the
cannot
troops,
just
because you know what?
Throw in the
The
towel
people
and
they have
allow
to be protected. I
ourselves
saw
to
it
be
today
killed.
on one
Let
of your
everybody
networks,
to
not a
be
friendly
shot
network.
and killed senselessly in this
Really
city.
the opposite. I would say,
Something
very
must be
unfriendly
done.
network.
If that something
And they
means
interviewed
sending
about
federal
12
troops
people
to Chicago,
on this morning.
if that something means sending
Most
National
of
Guard
them were
troops
African
to
American.
DC,
They were black.
if that something it
And
means
they were saying,
sending
please,
these
please,
troops to
please
New
let
York,
the president
Philadelphia,
send. These were people from
Pittsburgh,
Chicago. Please, we need
Baltimore,
help.
so
We need
be
help. We
it.
can't walk outside.
Our
We're
people
petrified.
want to live in
If the
peace.
governor of
Our
Illinois would
kids
call up,
want to grow up in
call
a
me up,
city
I would love
where
to
they
do
can
it.
go to the
Now,
park and
we're
stay there
going to
10,
do it anyway.
11 o'clock
We have the
at
right
night.
to do it
Look at Philadelphia a
because I
few
have an obligation to
months
protect
ago
this
or a
country.
year ago.
And that
Kids
is
were in the
in
park
Baltimore. I saw
to
where
play
Governor
and they were
Moore
shot
was,
there.
asking me to take a walk
Young
down
people.
the street of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore
Folks, something should be done.
place. It's rated number 4
Something
in the
should be
city.
done.
One of the worst, one of the most
We
unsafe
cannot
places anywhere in
just
the world.
think that things
But, you know, we
should
took
go
care-
on the
this
way
was
they
a
have been
beautiful
going
thing
on
that happened
for
in
the past
because
50 years.
we showed that it could be done. And this wasn't just sending big, strong
People
guys, and they are
should
big
send,
and they are strong.
people should use common
You know, we
sense
had a great
to
decision from the
attack
Supreme
the issue.
Court that had to do with
Federal troops,
sort of talent. It had to do with,
Marines,
you are,
Marines, whosoever you can talk
based
to,
on merit.
both
we
local
can hire based on
enforcement,
merit.
law enforcement,
So merit
local
for a
authorities
soldier,
have to
for a
work together
policeman
to
is
curb crime.
strong,
Folks, my name is Pico
physically
Conway, and
fit,
you're listening to one.
uh,
You are listening to
so,
one of
you
the
know,
Dust
having a
Settles
certain ability,
on YouTube.
not a person that
Today
is
we're discussing
woke,
Trump's
got the
threat
job
or
through
suggestion
woke,
that you
but
send troops
wasn't strong enough to lift a gun out of the
to
holster, et
Chicago.
cetera, et
Now,
cetera. No,
I
I'd
think
look
Trump
to
is
see
feeling that
police, as you
his
know, last week I
experiment
went
in
over, we
DC
had a
has
meeting
worked,
with- there had
and he
be
want
300
he wants
people,
to
and they were all
expand
very
that to
impressive looking.
other
And
cities. And
when
this is not the
bad
first time
guys see
Trump
them,
talked about sending troops
they're not going to do a
to,
thing. And so
to
I'm
Chicago
very
and other
proud of
cities.
Washington. It
He is
serves as
first
a
time
template,
he make that same
and we're going to
suggestion,
do it
and I think he's
elsewhere.
about to
But,
follow up.
Chicago is,
And I don't think anybody
I
in
would love to
Philadelphia,
have
most reasonable people
him
in
call. I
Philadelphia,
would love the governor.
most reasonable people
Illinois,
in
I'd be honored to take his call.
Chicago
Elias
will
said,
hesitate to this
"Sir, we need
idea.
help. It's out of control." And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone. I would
They will
love
not
to
hesitate
have,
to this idea.
I would
As
say
long as it's
Governor
done
Moore
right
call, because I watched
and
him
it's done
over the
for
weekend
a
trying to
good
explain
purpose, that National Guard
Baltimore,
troops will be
what
deployed
they
to
need
these
is
cities
housing.
to help
Well, they don't
local
need housing.
law
They need to get rid
enforcement
of
officer
criminals. These are
address
hardcore
crime. I
criminals.
don't
You
think
know,
there are
we
many
took
people, you not found a lot of
many
people against
people
this
off the
idea.
streets of
The only
Washington,
people you have
DC,
found against the idea are the
they're
politicians
hardcore.
who have been
Not
doing
gonna look
nothing
good.
about
In
this.
10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They're
The
gonna be, they were
statistics
born
are
to be
just not in
criminals.
their favor.
Frankly,
Those
they
who
were born to be
hesitated, the
criminals, and
statistics,
they're
the
tough
reports
and mean, and they'll
are
cut
not
your
just in their
throat,
favor.
and they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even remember.
Folks, my name
that
is
they
Pico
did it.
Conway. Thank you very much
And
for
we're not
watching.
going to have those people.
Next week, Thursday,
Washington,
we'll
D.C.
discuss sports,
is now a
and
safe
Friday, we'll
zone.
discuss
It's a
politics.
safe place.
Until I
and
talk
you
to
can
you,
walk, Katie,
be
you
safe.
can walk right
Bye
down
for now.
the street with, by the way, one of the biggest human